Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula One podcast. That's right, we're talking straight to the apex with all the boys. It's a new race. It's time to talk about an old race, and then it's time to talk about a new race. That's how it works. Before we get started, please consider like, share, subscribe and comment. That way these guys know how much you love their podcast. Share the podcast around. That's another way. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hello everyone again. You are listening to episode 8 of Straight to the Apex. Today it's myself who's in the driving seat, James Stainforth. In the pit lane, the trusty mechanic is Mark Wilkins, and on the let's go with the pit wall here and the strategy expert, probably for Ferrari, T-Dog Tony Rawson. How are we doing, lads?
Great, you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's nice to see that Tony's decided to go back to his old loyalty again and get away from the McLaren / Mercedes look and go back to his good old Aston Martin thing.
Yeah, I'm not looking. I've got to admit, I am not looking forward to the prediction part of this episode.
I didn't even notice until 20 minutes ago. I was going through and I thought, oh, best get the scores up. And then I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah. Now I know why Tony was very keen on messaging as soon as the race had finished. We all done. It's like.
And also why he was so keen to pick his hat up all of a sudden. Funny that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I even said to him when he picked it up. For those who don't know, I got a message off Tony yesterday, I think it was, just saying, about to go driving by the gym. Do you mind if I swing by and pick up my hat? So I replied, going, yeah, no worries, go for it. Then he messaged me going, you free now? Within 10 seconds, I replied by going, yes, I am. Within 10 seconds of that, Tony replied again going, oh yeah, too late, I'm at the gym now, can't make it.
No, I did.
I was like, how fast do you fucking drive past my house?
Wow. I know he's got a Tesla, but Jesus Christ.
It was quick.
We'll get onto the Tesla stuff in a bit. That's some of my news.
Okay.
But yeah, Tony went to the gym, then got over here. But by the time he'd got over here, I'd caught up with the qualifying and the race, and suddenly realised there's probably a good reason that Tony wants his hat back, because he's a glory seeker.
Well, I thought you might destroy it, to be honest.
I'm not going to destroy it. It's a nice hat.
Oh,
He just used it as a toilet bowl all weekend.
Yeah, sick bucket.
Nice.
It's all clean. We cleaned it all out. It's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right. But no, it was safe. It was on the side, on the windowsill, exactly where it had been left. It was all good. I look after my friend's stuff.
The Aston Martin army will march on.
We're back on the bandwagon, are we?
Yeah, he's full on in it.
I can't wait for this week's predictions. Alonso, Stroll.
And then Alonso again.
Yeah, because he's not good. Yeah.
He got the pole and was driving that fast. He lapped everybody else and also finished third.
You're all aboard, aren't you? You are all aboard.
All aboard.
This is Straight to the Apex, which is also part of CookieCast. So as always, massive shout out to Andy and all the rest of the guys there. And as always, again, big thank you for still putting up with us. And I don't know what Tony's trying to show us there. It looked like he was putting the camera down to below the desk. What are you trying to show us? That's
PG.
underneath the desk there, Tony.
That was my dog.
Or is that what you call it? I just call mine the little general.
No, it was an actual dog.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You had so many chances there.
Why do you look real
What-
sheepish then if it was your actual dog?
Because I'm just intrigued that you call your little general.
Wow.
Well, what else are you going to call him?
This has took a turn. I don't think I'd call mine anything really.
Look, right, hang on. You
got-
brought
I
up
can
a
turn into my wife,
topic
but
a couple of weeks
get
ago
my-
about pizza or burger, and now you won't have a conversation about what we call it.
I mean, I don't think. No, I wouldn't call it a little general.
I bet you've got a name for it. I bet you've got a name for it.
No.
Yeah, Tupac. No, Biggie.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
Do other people have names for it? I don't know. I've never really given it a name.
What for yours? I don't know. I haven't got a name for yours, no.
Have you got a name for yours?
Not really.
Mm.
Not
I
that I
have
can
never
tell the
noticed
podcast.
Tony look so uncomfortable in my life.
I know.
I just little general just doesn't sit right with me.
I'll tell you what, to all the viewers and listeners, write in. Let us know. What do you call it? Please don't. Please
Definitely
don't.
not little general. It's definitely not little general. It's definitely not little general.
I hope not.
Andy's already listening back to this going, I'm sure they normally talk about F1 stuff.
What have I tuned into here?
Well, let's face it, look, this race was that shite. We've got nothing else to talk about, so we might as well spend a good 70 minutes just talking about what we call certain body parts.
Did you really think the race was shite?
Mate, Alonso thought it was boring. He thought it was that boring. He started watching TV during the race.
That was only because he was behind two Red Bulls, quite far behind him.
There was, I think someone said there was 34 overtakes. Now, if you took the Red Bulls out, you took Alonso out, it was an excellent race because there was a lot of overtakes midfield to the rear. But yeah, you can't take them three out because there was in the race. Therefore, pretty boring. I mean, granted, there was some, obviously we're probably talking about it later, but there was some great overtakes. I'm still not sold on the track.
No.
It's too narrow. There were some shots of it that it looks as narrow, if not worse, than Monaco.
I do like it.
I'm not there yet. I mean, I'm guessing, James, we are going to talk about the driver introductions as well, because that was about as uncomfortable as our penis chat for 5 minutes just now.
That's true.
I don't think I saw that. So
Oh,
obviously, I didn't. I know. I didn't watch the races live because we had a couple of friends over for the weekend. So I literally watched the quali and the race yesterday. So to try and whittle down time, I just fast forwarded through up to the formation lap. What happened?
If they are still saved on your Skybox, the LL Cool J basically almost did. It was kind of a cross between the NFL, where they introduced like the quarterback and the star players, and the basketball, where they introduced star players. LL Cool J basically did a little couple of sentences like introduction for every driver, and then they come out in between the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders, and then there was will.i.am on a pedestal pretending to orchestrate the orchestra. It was really weird and really uncomfortable. I can't remember the first driver that come out, but I've never seen him move so fast running. It was just like, get me out of here now.
I liked it.
Really?
And then there were certain people like Alonso that milked it and loved it. Max looked a bit uncomfortable. Lewis obviously milked it and loved it. But I can't remember the first driver that come out. I don't know if it was Hulkenberg. Oh, Hulkenberg, when he come out, LL Cool J was like, his nickname is the Hulk. It's like...
No, it's not.
And then Magnussen. Oh, here comes the bad boy of Formula One turned good. As he's walking by him, I'm like, oh, it was cringy. It was absolutely cringy.
They called Yuki.
How is
small.
Man? He called what you? He called Yuki what?
Small.
Yeah, the small Japanese dynamite or something. Honest to God, get it off your deleted items on your Skybox and watch it, because it's about 5 or 6 minutes of television that you just think, swallow me up now. It was awful. But Tony liked it. I guess Tony liked it, did you?
Gotta be a bit different.
Yeah, but I can't deal.
If you don't like this, what the hell are you gonna think to Vegas?
Oh, I hope they won't do this at Vegas, because they didn't do it at Texas. Surely.
I was going to say that they do get a little bit daft at Texas, but it's generally all let's dress up as cowboys and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a different level. I like all the other races where it's just like, oh, here's your drivers. Oh, they're already in the cars. Oh, and there they go.
No, this was honestly like will.i.am was giving it the big I am on the stage, like directing his orchestra, and it was just weird. Honestly, please go watch it and let us know what you think.
It was strange.
Certainly will. I will put myself through it.
Not the race bit.
How is K-Mag the bad boy gone good?
I don't know.
Did he kick an orphan or something?
I don't know, but honestly, that's not the worst introduction, and I can't think there was one, and I watched it, and I was like, I'll have to write that down, and I was just gobsmacked. I don't know if it was, was it Ocon and Gasly, where he was like, these two rivals who were friends, then foes, and now teammates. So I'm like, LL Cool J, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, mate, you've clearly just gone on Wikipedia 5 minutes before this, found out what everyone apart from Yuki Tsunoda. So you just winged it when he came out and went, oh, he's small.
No, the worst thing is it was all on cards, so someone from F1 had given him these introductions.
Oh, Jesus. So somebody else got paid to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have done it.
But Tony loved it. So,
I would have happily given LL Cool J some cue cards going, oh, there you go, mate. Read them for the introduction. And then when it gets to Max, oh, shit. LL Cool J gets cancelled.
Well, Max thought it was not necessary.
It really isn't. Great, I haven't seen it yet, but going by what you guys have said, that is up there with, where was it? I can't remember where it was now, where it was a race that Lewis Hamilton had won, and at the end of it, instead of your general podium like normal, Lewis got lifted up with his car, and Lewis, he's kind of stood there with his arms out, trying to big it up, but at the same time, you could see on his face, he was just like, fuck it, please God, if there is a sniper pointing it at me now, just tell him to aim true. Yeah. Take the shot.
This is worse. This is worse.
Wow.
I'm looking forward already. Maybe watch it in our break. Maybe have a quick whiz through in the break, because I'm really intrigued to see what you say to this.
Yeah. You know what? I'll do that.
Yeah.
Generally, what I do, it's going to sound really bad, but normally what I do is I just have a quick 5-minute session on TikTok while I'm waiting for the new password to come through. But yeah, I'm gonna dig that out.
Have a look.
Yeah. So I just had a thought. Tony, we didn't finish this quiz.
Oh yeah.
How many more questions is there? You've lost the quiz, haven't you?
No, I was going to just hit you with a decider, but I think it was. This is the question.
Well, hang on. No, hang on. We're going to do this properly. This is between me and Mark now. Can't remember what the score is. I know we're even.
4-all.
Well, it was
4-all.
something.
Yeah.
It was 4-all, and the question is, it's fastest finger first. There is no multiple choice.
Okay.
What was the first fast food franchise in Miami?
James. Shit. Burger King.
Correct.
Shit, really?
Yeah, it was.
Was it? I mean,
it
fair
was.
play.
Wow. Well, that was a fucking anticlimax, wasn't it?
Not really. I won the quiz.
Has this been... was this on the coverage? Did I miss it?
I
Have
didn't
you
really
two
want to
been
end it.
texting each other Did you give him the answer yesterday?
No.
He was stood there holding a Burger King takeaway in his hand.
Is he like this with a Whopper? Power of suggestion.
He had a Burger King hat on, Burger King jacket, and then as he turned around, I noticed on the back of the jacket he had written across it, "Not McDonald's." No, I don't know. My first answer would have been McDonald's, but then I thought, nah, that's too obvious.
Well, actually, no. I actually asked that wrong. That was the wrong question.
Excellent. So really,
Right.
James has not won the quiz.
This is the question here. I've just found it now. It's
What?
slightly different.
No, hang on. So what was that?
That was a little bit different. So this was the question. You ready?
This is bullshit.
You ready? What fast food chain started in Miami?
Oh well, that's different.
Yeah.
So James.
Burger King?
That's the correct answer. It was founded in Miami in 1954 by a bloke named Keith and his uncle-in-law.
Hang on. Keith?
Yeah. Was he called Keith King?
Kramer. Or Kramer.
So,
I'm sure we've had this question before as well.
Well,
that name rings a bell.
That makes it worse because you've asked it twice. Both were different questions, apparently with the same answer. And so, James, when he had to go at you for saying your quiz was bullshit and your wife has done some bullshit questions. I mean, wow.
Yeah, that was something different. But as just similar to Tony, as the two current quiz champions for season 2, tough shit, Mark.
I mean, if you're claiming that as a victory, you are really clutching at straws. But
1-1-0.
Unfortunately, Mark, he got both them questions right.
What do you mean? What do you mean both the questions?
He got the first question right, and then he got the second question right again.
So, so I think the score's 6-4. How many quizzes have you won, Tony, this season?
1. I've lost count how many wins I have now.
I've won 1. So, Mark, how many quizzes have you won this season?
Well, I'd rather win none than fucking win on that shower of shit.
I mean, that just sounds like a sore loser right there.
That sounds like a sore loser.
Wow.
Sore.
I mean, Jim, I thought you had more integrity than that. I mean, him, yeah.
That was a very similar comment to Max Verstappen when he used to get knocked all over the place by Ricciardo. Went, oh, was it him? Like, what do you think, Max? When George Russell took him out the week before, who caused the damage? Who do you think, Max? Come on, mate.
When will Mark win?
The Red Bull guy.
When will Mark win? We'll never know.
So I've been having a thought anyway, Tony. Let me know your thoughts on this as well. How about we just don't do quizzes anymore?
I'm happy with that. Absolutely happy with that.
Just get on
So,
with
yeah.
the podcast.
So, I know we're here to discuss the race anyway, guys. Before we started this, Charlie asked me if I had my notes ready for the podcast, and my comment back to Charlie was no, because jack shit happened. Therefore, there is jack shit notes. But I have got a fair bit of news.
Okay.
And at the same time, I say a fair bit of news. It's a little bit of news and stuff that I want to kind of discuss as well before we get into the race and all the usual kind of stuff as well. So, one of the things that's came up on the news is apparently Piastri has recently turned around and said, I noticed a major problem with the car in Miami around lap 6. Pretty certain that Lando Norris noticed there was a problem with the car in Bahrain. Don't know. Maybe it's just great. But apparently, it's just I don't know what's going on with that. Especially after last year, that was looking a bit better, and then all of a sudden he just said.
But I said it. I said the marketing team there is fantastic. It's probably the best in the whole competition, but they're way behind. Supposedly they've built a wind tunnel somewhere that's maybe going to solve all their problems, but I doubt it. They're just so far behind. You've got to really... Piastri has been quite close to Norris, to be honest. And I think he's doing all right. In his rookie year, he's doing all right. It's not really... the car's not the greatest. So it's kind of just, I don't know, going under the radar, would you say, for his rookie season?
I'd go with that. You know, while talking about the rookie side of things, De Vries as well. You never really seen much from him either.
He's had a few errors, De Vries, hasn't he? Piastri's quite solid, if not really spectacular. I mean, the car's shite, like you say, so he's not exactly pushing it. But De Vries has been really disappointing, actually, I thought, because...
Do you think he's come into it under a little bit of pressure?
Yeah, I think he's folded, yeah.
Full-time season, coming into it knowing that he actually outscored Latifi.
Maybe.
Once you beat the GOAT, what do you need to prove?
That's true.
Exactly, yeah. You beat the GOAT.
Yeah.
And then you have a shocking first few races.
Do anything to have him back now.
I honestly think he's come in. He started well last year, and I think that everyone's like, he was a reserve driver for Mac for a few years. He was in Formula E. He's never really made it into F1. He did all right in a few races against Latifi last year, and I think he's looked garbage. I think the last race at Baku, he made some stupid errors. I think
the thing, Piastri came with a lot of baggage from last season, didn't he? That whole fiasco.
A lot of hype.
Really didn't help him.
No.
He's staying with us and then him replying going, yeah, no, I'm not. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't think you can really... They currently can't push the car because Norris is obviously doing terrible as well. I think the real test will become if McLaren actually find their feet and get a car that's mid-table, because then he can actually race, where at the minute they're just doing a Williams and they're pootling around at the back.
At the back. Is Zach Brown's job safe?
It shouldn't be.
I think they should be doing miles better than they are. It's McLaren, for God's sake.
Yeah, but
I know I do.
How many years? How many years have they? Yeah, how many years have they failed? Right, McLaren. Look at Lewis. Look when he was there. How many times they had him and Button? How many times? Right, McLaren got this car. This is the year. Shit. Right, next year we've got it. We've sorted it. Shit.
True.
They're like the Tottenham of Formula One.
Oh, bloody hell. That's
They
what?
say a lot. They say that they're going to challenge. They say that they're going to be
That's deep.
year, and then they just fail.
I was going to say something very similar, but I was going to say they are the Warrington Wolves of F1.
Yes.
And you even used their line of "It's our year."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they are the pretenders. We're gonna. This is our year now. We've got everything in place. The next thing is the wind tunnel. Right, well, we've got this new wind tunnel now. It's in place next year, and they'll just be shit again.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right. What else have I got? Hamilton apparently is now counting down the days to the upgrade packs that Mercedes have got coming in. They should be coming in for Imola.
Yep, next race.
Aye.
Do you think it'll make a difference?
I mean, yeah, it's going to make a difference. Whether it's a positive difference or not, we don't know. We'd like to think so. The fact that he's counting down the days, he's clearly excited about it. So
yeah. They interviewed Toto this weekend and asked him about it, and he played it down massively with a massive grin on his face. So let's see.
It's a big gap to bridge with one update. I
was going to say,
but they're never going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, we're going to be amazing with these upgrades," and then they're not. They're always going to come out and say, "Oh,
they can't say we've made these. We're going to make these upgrades," and then follow it up by, "We're still going to be shit." They can't.
No,
because they've got to come out and be positive and stuff like that. But it's the typical kind of proofs in the pudding kind of thing, isn't it?
Yes, I think they'll be closer to Aston Martin, but will they be better? Don't know.
No,
Red Bull.
I agree.
We all agree. Red Bull. It's their season. It's already done.
A class of one. Them. They are unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think
interesting
they'll change the competition between them, but
no.
Yeah, it might give them a chance to have a fight against Aston Martin, potentially Ferrari, but at the end of the day, Red Bull's running off with it, and just like the last race with a 21-second gap, that they're flying.
Absolutely.
Elon Musk
was at the Grand Prix.
Was at the Grand Prix, and also then went onto Twitter and said, "Interesting talk with the Red Bull team in the paddock. I think we should bring in some kind of electrical vehicle format of Formula One." And at that, pretty much the world and his fucking dog all replied to him going, "They've already got that, mate. It's called Formula E."
Did you mean to go there this weekend? Because they was in Monaco. Did you get the wrong place, Elon?
Yeah.
It looks shit, to be honest.
Well, you say that, but there was at Monaco, and someone at work who watches it said at Monaco there was something like 234 overtakes.
It's a good watch. It's a bit confusing at first, trying to understand it all, but then watching it, there is elements of. We keep joking at the moment that Formula One's like Mario. Formula E kind of is, with the
with the power up things and stuff.
Yeah, and there's the fan vote as well. That the fans can vote who gets an extra boost and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, weird.
The only thing that beats that is the e-scootering. That is just madness.
Not seen that.
Basically, they're dressed up like Power Rangers on said scooters that look like they're obviously decked out looking like the Power Rangers. Nice. And they just fly around the track, literally. It's amazing. You should watch it, maybe just once, just see what you think.
And Elon Musk, sorry mate, you should be ashamed.
Yep.
Be ashamed.
I don't think Sorry, just before we move on,
Yeah, go on.
I don't think it's his. I don't think it's his jam at all. I think he's got enough work in spaceships and other things than F1. I think for him, F1 is just measly, just entertainment. So,
well, by the sounds of it, he didn't mean to go to F1. So
he just fucked up with,
oh, what's this?
I'm here now. Let's have a laugh. The last point I've got here as well is Jackie Stewart.
Legend.
So,
legend.
Exactly. Legend, GOAT, Sir Jackie Stewart. Stood there with Martin Brundle trying to get Roger Federer's attention. So Jackie Stewart walks over. The American Formula One security then stops him and starts pushing him back.
Manhandling him.
Manhandling him. And Martin Brundle's like, mate, that's Jackie Stewart. What the fuck?
I know.
Formula One royalty, literally, he can stand there and go, do you know who the fuck I am?
Don't you
Clearly the security guard didn't.
Well, no. I mean, he's wearing tartan, he's Scottish, and everyone knows that Jackie Stewart on the grid wears tartan and he's
all
Scottish.
the better they did stop into.
Well, yeah. Don't you think, though, Martin's grid walk, he was banned, he's not allowed to talk to Tom Cruise. He talked to the basketball player who last year he called Patrick Mahomes the NFL star, and actually got his name right this year. And to be fair to the basketball guy, he was pretty good about it. You know, some people could have been absolute knobs, but he was actually quite cool about it. He wasn't allowed to speak to Serena or Venus Williams. Obviously, Elon was on there. I think Jeff Bezos was on there.
Yep.
Who else was there? Obviously, Roger, he was just at the fence going, Roger. And then Jackie decided, right, I'm getting him. Yeah. Roger, come here. Martin Brundle. There you go.
Jackie was literally like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm not listening to this idiot. Just showing.
Then George Russell got involved.
Oh, then George Russell got involved. I mean, to be fair, he was protecting Jackie.
Yeah, he went to help Jackie.
Yeah.
He gave him a little pat.
It got a bit crazy.
Absolute gent. But I mean, come on, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realise if there is a guy walking around wearing nothing but tartan, it's either Jackie Stewart or someone from fucking Bay City Rollers. That is it.
Tony, they were
and you're at Formula One, so it narrows it down a little bit more.
I just think that if you're a celebrity that's coming to Formula One, you should be told Martin Brundle is allowed to grab you by the shoulder and talk to you. And if you're passing him, he's allowed to ask you a question. If you don't like it, don't go on the grid.
Yeah.
Like, who do you think you are? Like, you're banned from Tom Cruise. Serena, like, basically blanked him last year. He was a right cow. But I just, it's just poor Martin.
This is what pisses me off, though. People that don't even know fuck all about the sport, but are basically just paid to go there or just invited to go there, and they do it.
I did like the team hubs were on the pitch, and the fact that if you had a general admission ticket, you was allowed in the top tier of the stand all around and could sit in there and watch all the drivers and the teams. I thought that was quite a good thing from last year. They'd improved that. Obviously, it's more accessible. And they were setting other areas that were a bit better. But it's still a very exclusive race, Miami, isn't it?
The ticket fiasco, like how expensive it is. I find that ridiculous. Like, there was a guy on TikTok, you know where the cabanas are? He got a ticket in the stand opposite that. Paid $3,000.
Wow.
For one corner. Like, when will it end? And Vegas is supposedly west.
It was good to see the fake marina was back, though.
Yeah.
Modified slightly, wasn't
it? Yeah, slightly. But
what, they made it slightly deeper? We made it a darker blue, so it looked really deep this year.
Did it? Was it just me? Or
You
there
sorry?
weren't as many people. There weren't as many people there as last year.
I don't know.
No, there was. I thought there was more. Or do you mean in the marina area?
Just everywhere. I don't know. It just seemed to me like
I
there was
know
less
everywhere.
people.
If I remember rightly, they had 30,000 more this year than they did last.
I think they had more stands, so people were sat down. Whereas last year it was a bit of a free for all, wasn't it? Like,
okay then.
They were probably more organised this year with stands and things for people, which is why it probably looked quieter.
True. Right. You know what? I'm going to go away. I'm going to find the driver's introduction and quickly watch that. And then should we talk about the race?
Let's do it.
Well, we'll have a bit of a pitch about the driving introduction
race,
and then we'll talk about the race.
Yeah. Go
on. All right, then, lads. Right. See you shortly.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula One podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we've got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling. Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
This meeting is being recorded.
What the actual fuck? That is all.
Nice, wasn't it?
What are you talking about, James?
It was certainly different. First of all, welcome back. This is part 2 of season 2 of episode 8.
Yay!
We're straight to the apex. That's right, folks. We don't even know what episode this is anymore. Professionalism. Watched the drivers' introductions.
Which driver ran in? Which driver literally ran through looking really...
DeVries.
That's the one. Yeah.
I've never seen someone walk so fast. He just did not want to be there.
No.
In fact, saying that, I don't think Gasly did as well. I don't think Gasly actually came through the doors. I remember seeing LL Cool J saying, blah, 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 Pierre Gasly. And the next thing you saw, Gasly was just walking behind some cheerleaders or something. It was like, as he just kind of like got out of it somehow.
It was just awful. It was just awful.
What was Will.i.am doing? It was literally just doing the same movement for 8 minutes.
He's the only person that wears sunglasses than Tony Rawson.
I mean, come on. I mean, there's Bono. Bono wears his sunglasses quite a lot. And then
Patrick
saying that Bono wears it.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, but Bono wears it for like medical reasons, in fairness. So
we can, let's let him go for that one. I mean,
Will.i.am wears it because he's just an idiot. Wow.
You enjoyed it?
What can you say?
What can you say?
It was unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
They'll do it again.
Oh, they'll do it again. Yeah.
But I am pretty much on the same kind of level as Tony now, and that kind of, what the hell are they going to do in Vegas?
Yeah, that's true.
I know what they could do. Is it Sigmund and Freud? Remember the old magicians with the white lion, the white tigers?
Yeah.
Bring them back. And they can just make them all appear out of a box. Now, granted, it's going to be hard because one of them's only got one arm now. But, yeah. Bring them back. Just make them magically appear. Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Zip line down the old strip of Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have something to do with it. Zip lining.
Oh, really?
Who knows? Who knows with Vegas?
Let's hope so, and let's also hope that something drastically goes wrong with Verstappen's buckle or something like that, and he falls and maims himself.
Wow.
I only said maim.
You did. You were fair. I'd say you were fair.
Yeah, didn't say anything nasty like, really badly hurts himself and ends up like Christopher Reeve or something.
The Verstappen family got battered last week from you.
Yeah.
Joss, still hate you. But yeah, Tony, I need to ask as well, because I just thought of it just before we went on to the break. Have you done the adverts now with Andy?
No.
Mate.
You're giving us a bad name now. This podcast is getting a bad name because of you.
But
so get it sorted.
What do you want the adverts to be? Do you want them to be funny, serious?
Just be
Andy
yourself.
Give you free reign. Andy give you free reign. Do what you feel comfortable doing. Stop making excuses.
Don't go in there and try to be like the others. Like I think it's Stuart who was like, "Hey, you, you." Don't do that. Be you. You normally when you drive this, you normally go with the kind of yo.
Yep.
Be you.
You've got
Just
a wrestling podcast to promote. You've got a football podcast to promote. You've got the Darkest Timeline podcast to promote. You can do a beer one. Just pick a bloody podcast and do an advert for it, Tony. Free reign. Do us proud.
You know what, Andy? Just take that snippet from me saying, Tony, what have you done for an advert? All the way to Mark saying, you got this, you got this, you got this. Just make that the advert. That'd be fucking class. We've just promoted all of them.
Yeah. And again,
without intention.
Like your screening last Sunday, he's contributed nothing.
Maybe. I'll get some sorted.
I am going to defend Tony a little bit here. He did look after a 4-year-old, which if he hadn't have done, would have been walking around as while we was trying to do said screening. So I'll give T-Dog his due there. He did a good job.
I think the 4-year-old looked after him.
Well, yeah, but I was being polite.
All right, yeah, okay.
But yeah. If you...
I'm not going to say anything about 4-year-olds, and I'm not even going to go there.
No, don't go there. Move on.
Move on.
Yeah.
You know what? No, let's stay on said 4-year-old. So my little son now refers to Tony.
Thank you for clearing that up. For the
Yeah. No, I'm going to make that clear. Yeah. Oh, now I realize I'm a little
if
bit
you
weird
didn't
about
clear
that.
that up, I mean, you were basically saying I play with 4-year-olds on the.
Well, no, I realized how that may have sounded by saying you was looking after a 4-year-old, but when I said you was looking after 4-year-old, you was looking after my 4-year-old.
Thank you.
There we go. Cleared up.
You.
Okay, mate. I'm going to stop sweating now.
Yeah.
But yeah, my little 4-year-old has adopted Tony as his big brother, which is very upsetting for me and Charlie because that now means that we are Tony's parents and are
look at him
legally obliged to look after him.
I'm getting closer to the G-Wagon, Mark. I'm doing it.
Oh,
I'm going there.
Oh,
I'm getting closer.
I see what you've done now. You've used the 4-year-old.
Oh, I love that.
There.
Oh,
I'm nearly there.
I love that.
A few more doors to open and I'm there.
You are.
Charlie's dad is currently putting another booster seat in the back of said G-Wagon for Tony.
I hate
nearly there, Mark. And then I'll be there like this. Bang.
Now I've seen your game. Well played. Well played.
So, has anybody else got any more news from recent week or anything? Or
No,
I don't think there is, because there hasn't really been much going on. So, yeah, let's kind of get away from the LL Cool J trying to make some kind of comeback when, mate, you should have just stayed in the 90s, you know, with Vanilla Ice.
Yep.
Excuse me, yeah.
So yeah, qualifying. It's probably more to talk about in quali than there was in the race, in my opinion. And when we say that, there wasn't really much in the qualifying other than red flag.
Lewis nearly hit the wall to avoid Magnussen.
A few of them did, actually.
Yeah.
There was a few of them clipping them walls.
Yeah.
The Mercs, from considering in practice 1, they were first and second. In quali,
I was.
They were dire. They nearly. I mean, obviously Lewis went out in Q2, but with 5 minutes to go in Q2, they were both bottom. They were yeah.
That was something I kind of wanted to discuss. I just didn't know how to bring it up. When I saw the results of P1, I thought that's pretty good going, because they was like 1-2, I think, weren't they? And I think Verstappen, there was 0.4 of a second. Yeah, because Russell had P1, if I remember rightly. He was the fastest, and Verstappen was 0.4 of a second slower, which is a lot in Formula One terms. And then all of a sudden, it just went.
Yeah.
So.
The struggle.
Yeah.
I mean.
They really did.
In Q1, they used 2 sets of softs each just to get through, which put them in a really bad position for Q2. That's bad. That really is bad.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Actually, yeah, it really is. I mean, for Lewis Hamilton to be P13 in the race, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, he come on the radio and did say something like, "We've left it way too late for that final effort, guys," and kind of blame the team for the timings. But he mucked up sector 1, and that put him out. I mean, George got through, so clearly it was an error by Lewis.
I think there was a lot of errors over the weekend, though, even in the race as well, and not just from Lewis either. You know, quite a lot of drivers did make some poor call with pit timings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a funny one. I mean, even Max kind of shat out a little at one point. Max seemed to have shat out a little bit with his pit stop. If I remember rightly, he went in. And I want to say there was a virtual safety car or something like that. I could be making that up now.
I think you are.
Oh, yeah. Was there a virtual safety car?
I don't know.
No, I don't think there was.
No, there wasn't. No.
It was heating up nicely. And then Leclerc had a little spin and then a big spin at the same corner in Q3.
A spin he should have recovered. He should have held it. He kind of snapped it. He was like, and it was too late. It was in the wall. Yeah. What have we said about Leclerc on this podcast? What have we said?
Crashing him.
Shit.
Just
shit.
He don't say shit. Mark always says he's got a crash in him, and we should have t-shirts that say that.
So the rumor this week has been about Merck contacting Leclerc if Lewis decides to retire. Is he good enough? Is he overrated? Because I mean, he's absolutely wiping the floor with Sainz this year. But is Leclerc the guy? Is he a champion? If he was in a decent car over the season, is he a good enough driver to win a championship?
No.
Totally agree. Jim, Tony?
No.
I think we all agree.
I'm going to go down the kind of, for me, quoting Mark when it comes to Leclerc, he's got a crash in him. There's that. And yes, he is driving well currently, but every time he's made a mistake this season, spun off, crashed, whatever he's done, it's always been when Sainz is closing that gap, when Sainz is getting close to him, which he's doing a lot more now than he had done most of last season and beginning of this season. That's when Leclerc seems to make his errors. So for me, he doesn't handle pressure.
100%. 100% agree. We've said this before on the podcast. There's a bit like Premier League, Championship, League One. There's different tiers of drivers. Everyone talks about Leclerc like he's in the Premier League, he's in the elite, and I don't think he is. I think when the pressure gets to him, he's a mid-table driver, top edge. Don't think he's got that extra to, like you say, to win him a title.
Would you have Sainz over Leclerc?
If you had to pick one, or
Yeah, we'll pick one.
What? As in to replace Hamilton, or just in general?
You're Toto Wolff at Mercedes, and you've got to replace Hamilton.
with one of them two.
Sainz or Leclerc?
I'd go Sainz.
Would you go? No, Mark. Still,
I don't honestly know. I think Sainz proved at McLaren that he is a good driver. He proved it at Toro Rosso. However, he couldn't keep up with Max. However, he was a solid driver. Has he took that next step like Max has? Probably not. But over a season, would I trust him more than Leclerc? Yeah. So, yeah, I probably would go with Sainz.
Yeah, he'd drive better with Russell. You know, the two would support each other. And at the same time, Sainz would probably be quite happy as second driver, so to speak. Even though Mercedes don't technically have second drivers. Yeah, I think he'd be better. And let's face it, if you had Leclerc and Russell, they'd probably end up just taking each other out. I think. Or at least Leclerc will be taking him out.
Yeah. I just think, like you say, when you've said it, when the pressure's on him, he folds.
Yeah.
And I think Sainz has got that fighting spirit not to fold. He just at the minute, I think Sainz is very hot and cold. He's either in form and on it, or he's out of form and a bit mediocre. And at the minute, he's out of form. He's not got to grips with the car. Leclerc is the guy that's meant to be leading Ferrari. He's leading that team. And he's under the pressure.
Would you have Sainz or Ricciardo?
Oh. Good Ricciardo or current, like knowing what we know from last season?
Current Ricciardo.
Oh, God. That's a good question. I think you'd have to go Sainz again.
Yeah. I like Sainz. I rate him.
I like Sainz.
I think he just needs a little bit more of a...
Don't think the Ferrari's an easy car to drive.
Yeah.
No, it's not that, and
bit of a confidence boost,
Sainz is massively underrated.
Bit a better car. I think he'd be a very good driver.
Although he's not as high up as Leclerc, he seems to make less mistakes than Leclerc. So
be interesting to see how he goes this weekend. Straight into the gravel last year.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And then obviously Leclerc made another mistake. But,
yeah, it was weird. It was a bit of a poor end, wasn't it, to qualifying with Leclerc? Because obviously,
what I was going to say was the end to Q3. I think this is a mistake I was thinking about that Max had made. was obviously he went in. He didn't do great on one of his laps or anything, so he went back in, and then never got the opportunity to come back out. Because obviously Leclerc spun off. There was 1 minute and 36 seconds left, if I remember rightly, and it was just a clear case of it. As soon as the race would recommence, as soon as the session recommenced, the drivers wouldn't even have enough time to go around the track once before they could start the hot lap. So that was it. Session was ended, and the grid was a really interesting grid as well.
It was, yeah, it was fully mixed up, really.
Yeah. So it did look really juicy and really interesting, but
they all played it safe, didn't they? When it came to the race, it was all quite,
But that was where we saw a lot of the good overtake. I mean, one of the ones I remember was Verstappen, and he overtook 2 cars in one move. I just can't remember who they were now.
Magnussen and Leclerc.
Fucking about in the last corner.
Yeah.
It was.
And then he just went by on both and went, "See ya." That was it. It was gone.
That Red Bull is absolute rapid. Like we've said it before, and that really they were pushing it this weekend, and that was their true pace, both of them. But the fact that Max positioned his car like he did to get them both, I mean, I've said it before, we're not all Max Verstappen fans. That was class. That was absolute class.
Yeah.
There's not many drivers that could do that, really.
I hate to say it, but yeah, that. Well, no, in fairness, mate, what we both said last week was, I really want to like Max.
Yeah.
But he is a dick.
Yeah.
He is such a good driver. The issue is that he's a dick. Joss, if you're listening, hate you.
You.
And yeah, what he did this week was just absolutely phenomenal, right? Like I said, just that move, taking 2 cars in one fail swoop was it was nothing to Max that.
No.
And what was it? Was it a 21 second lead they had?
28.
Was it 28 seconds between Max and Alonso?
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
He started 9.
Yeah, I mean, are we going on to the race now? Are we parking qualifying?
Yeah, I've done like a smooth transition in.
Nice. I thought Perez got shafted on the pit strategy. However, he was moaning about his mediums like pretty early. Max just seemed to go faster and faster and faster and faster on his hards. Saved it when he needed to, pushed when he needed to, and they kept saying, "Oh, you're going to come out 3 seconds behind him when you pit. Don't worry, 3 seconds behind him." And then all of a sudden, it's actually you're going to be 1.5 seconds in front, Max. The car was relentless. It doesn't choose tyres, but Perez, for someone that's so good on the tyres and so good on street circuit, he wasn't there, which is really weird considering what we said last week when he would definitely
sabotage.
Exactly. I honestly think it was because Perez is a master at keeping his tyres fresh. And I know the heat changed, and I know that in between quali and the race there was a massive shower, so the track had low grip. And Max was on the hard, Perez was on the medium. Still,
but that was my thing. Perez was on mediums, Max was on hards. Perez was on faster tyres than Max. And yet Max went from 9th, caught up with him, and then pitted. And obviously they both had to change their compounds, so Perez had to go on to hards and Max onto mediums. And yeah, it just...
He didn't really put the pedal to the metal, did he, Perez? He was saving them. But while he was trying to save them, it was just the race was just disappearing in front of him. because Max was storming.
He kind of went through a phase where he was tyre saving. Alonso was like, oh, Alonso's keeping up with Perez. Great, really good. And then Perez was like, right, can I push now? Yeah. And he pushed for about, I think it was like 2 laps. And he went, oh, my left front's dead. And this is from a guy that's a master of keeping his tyres.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, like say, Max went from, was he 9 after qualifying? Yeah, he was 9. He just seemed to just pick off car after car after car. Lewis struggled to get from 13. Leclerc struggled to get up from his grid position. From 7th, he seemed to struggle to get through the field. I mean, he only had, who did he have in front of him? Russell, Gasly, Magnussen. Yet Max was just picking him off left, right, and centre. Like I say, I think that is all down to Max being, he had a bee in his bonnet and he was on it. Oh, wow. That was nice. But Perez, how can he have gone from being the master to just being
a disaster?
Yeah, like it. Master to disaster. But it was, wasn't it? And we all said this, we all called it last week. There was going to be something. And again, the radio messages from Christian Horner, oh, Max this, Max that. Oh, we're not playing a team game yet. We're all about, we're equal. Bullshit.
Well, they showed that through most of the race. When Max was 19.8 seconds behind Perez, Perez was told, Max is 19.8 seconds behind you. That was all Perez was fucking told.
That was it. And I thought that.
Max, every fucking 30 seconds, you're this. Max, you're this. Max, you're this. And I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was Ted or Martin Brundle, but one of them, when they was talking to Horner, actually said, we've noticed that he didn't really give much information to Perez, but he was going to Max on every single lap and telling him. And Horner just turned around and went, well, you know, Perez is a big boy now. You know,
he's got the same information as Max.
But he's like, Perez knows the start number. He's just got to take off the new number from the old one to work out the difference. It's like, what, as well as drive a car at fucking 200 and something stupid kilometers per hour and defend and.
I'm sure if he had somebody in his ear going, Max is going really quick, you need to push, you need to make a decision, because regardless of what you do, you either save the tyres and he passes you, or you push as hard as you can. You might lose the tyres, but he might not pass you. Like, in his ear, he might have put a better fight.
And that's it. Give him the information. Like, I think they even said it in commentary in the race. We haven't heard any radio messages to Perez about the gap.
No.
And then, like, say,
because it could have forced Perez. It could have forced Verstappen to come in earlier. Could have forced him to do something different.
And Perez, if he was told, right, this is the gap to Max, Sergio, Max is catching, right, well, I can't push anymore. Then you get that, you know, look, I can't go any faster. But it wasn't given that gap. And like I say, I think it was Simon Lazenby or was Damon Hill there as well. Oh, no, it was Jensen, wasn't it? It was Jensen.
Button.
And they said to Christian, oh, yeah, it didn't seem like Sergio got all the information Max did. Oh, no, that's not the case. But it was. It definitely was. And I know we don't hear every radio message, but still, the bias in that team is unbelievable.
Even the tone in the radio. Now, I mean, if you want to make that comment last week, Mark, about Perez winning and Horner coming on going, yeah, well done.
Yeah.
And I noticed it more this week. Obviously, Max got the win. It's like, fantastic win, Max. You've done us all proud. Brilliant drive, as always. We love you. We all love you. And my wife is going to do things to you. And then Perez went. And then he went to, I didn't say anything. She's just going to cook him pancakes.
I didn't hear that.
That's right, kids.
Never know.
Yeah.
They just do pancakes. But then it got to Perez and it was like, yeah, good drive. You know, P2, well done. It's like, mate, you've got 2 fucking drivers.
The fact that whoever won that race would have been leading the championship just told me that Max was going to be allowed to win it. And that's not taking anything away from Max Verstappen. He earned it.
No, not at all. And we all called it. We all said something will happen.
Yep.
And if anything, it's more upsetting for Max. Because like you just said, it takes it away from Max.
Yeah.
He can do it himself. We know he can. We see him drive like that all the time. But when you've got stuff like that clearly going on in the back room, you
just be honest. Just say, look, Sergio's driver number 2. We are all geared around Max. Because do you know what? I'd respect you a bit more, Christian Horner.
Yeah, that's a
Don't
big
respect.
point. That's a big point. Yeah.
That's where I feel for Max. Because you know what? Yes, I hate fucking saying this. He's got 2 world championships. Now, the first one is dubious. Max knows that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he really needed to prove his point last year, which he did as well. But there are still people going, well, you should only have 1 really technically because blah, 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 blah. But because we all know what Red Bull can be like, and we're hearing all this shit on the radio by Chris Horner, being you're the best, yes you are, and then just going to Perez going, yeah, well played. It just kind of goes, well, would you be there, Max, if it wasn't for them? I don't know. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, it takes it away from Max, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit sick for saying that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, the only other thing I've really got from the race was Alonso. The fact that he had that much of a gap and was clearly bored. He was able to, while driving, watch one of the screens he was driving towards and see Stroll do an overtake and then go on a comment on the radio, just going, mate, fucking brilliant drive that. Really good fucking overtake. That was class.
Where is he? 11.
He's going to become a commentator, isn't he? He's practicing for commentary after he actually retires.
Either that or he's just sucking up for a pay rise.
Well, that's funny, yeah.
Oh, well done, lads. Oh, yeah. Hey, is your daddy on the radio? Hiya, Lawrence. I love you, Lawrence. Love you. Your son's class. I love you.
I wonder if he's got a bonus in his contract.
Maybe watch the praise Lance. Maybe he gets $1 million every time he praises Lance on the radio.
But has anybody watched the Lance and Ted
bits of it? Yeah.
Segment.
Yeah.
It's fucking boring.
He's got less personality than George Russell.
He's got fucking...
Wow. He is. I
agree.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's like talking to a fucking robot.
It is. The only other thing I've got from the race is Sainz's 5-second penalty for speeding. I mean, what the hell was he doing entering the pits that fast? What an absolute tool. I mean, we've just been praising him and saying, like, oh, he makes less mistakes. Did he forget that he was going in the pits? Because he was motoring.
Quality.
But yeah, that was it really. So how it finished was Verstappen on pole. Sorry, Verstappen with a win. Perez second, Alonso third, Russell fourth, Sainz fifth, Hamilton sixth, Leclerc seventh, Gasly eighth, Ocon ninth, Magnussen 10th, and then a load of other drivers as well that I'm not going to go into because we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to go into the standings because it's just like,
yeah.
Red Bull.
Verstappen with 119 points, Perez 105, Fernando Alonso 75, Lewis Hamilton is the next closest at 56 points, followed by Sainz on 44. Constructors, I mean this is where Red Bull are really running off now. 224 points. Second is Aston Martin with 102.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder who's going to win that.
Alpine.
Yeah, Alpine. Williams.
Latifi's going to come back. He's just going to walk onto the pitch one day, just like that, hold my beer, get in the car, and just fucking fly every week.
I don't really want to do this bit, James, if I'm honest.
No, and this is why I'm kind of like trying to delay it, because I know there's 6 minutes left, so I thought if we can get it down, we don't have to.
Imola next. That's the next race. Imola.
Yeah. And thank you, folks. That's the end of season 2, episode 8. Good night. No. So yeah, predictions. Something really weird is going on, because this year it's like you two have switched place, because Tony, you're getting really good at predictions and some of the stuff you talk about and stuff like that. And Mark, you've been late for the last 2 weeks.
I know.
Wow.
We've kind of switched roles.
Wow, he said it.
But yeah,
Freaky Friday type shit.
I know, right? So yeah, predictions. Mark, you had Max, Perez, Leclerc. You got Max and Perez giving you 5 more points, taking you from 7 to 12. I had Max, Leclerc, and Sainz giving me 3 more points, taking me from 10 to 13. And then that's what got Max, Perez, Alonso. So he got 7 points, taking him from 10 to 17.
Yeah.
Has anybody got 7 points in the season?
Oh, we.
Yeah, I did last year.
Yeah, we're only on race 8, mate. Plenty of time for you to throw it away.
Has anybody got 7 back to back yet?
Not yet.
No, but neither of you.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Or is this where you're going to go, oh, watch this space?
Here we go.
Actually, I think I may have got more than 2. I can't remember. I'll have to check. Going on to the ladies. Katie had Hamilton, Leclerc, and Perez. So she got nil. So she's from 4 to 4. Charlie went Perez, Leclerc, Alonso. Only got Alonso. She's gone from 6 to 7. Beth went Max, Perez, and Sainz. So she got an extra 5 points, taking her from 3 to 8. So yeah, interesting. What we got? So host goes first, don't they? So
Yep.
I have gone with Max for the win. Got to play it safe now, guys. Perez second, Leclerc third.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aye. Mark?
So I've also gone Max for the win. I've also gone Perez second.
Yep.
I was going to go Alonso third, but I have full confidence in the Mercedes upgrades, so I'm going for Lewis Hamilton third.
Wow.
I did kind of. I was toying with Russell, in fairness. Okay, Tony.
I have a pick. I've heard you guys, but I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to stick with my pick, and I'm going Max first.
Weekends, mate.
Okay, Max first.
Yep.
And then second, I'm going to go
Alonso. I knew he was. I knew it.
And then third, I'm going to jump on the Mercedes upgrade package, and I'm going to go Russell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Could be a good one, that.
Nice.
So Charlie has gone Hamilton for the win.
Wow.
Perez second. Alonso third.
Oh, no Max. Right, okay.
Only because it was just a case of just refusing to say Max again after being a twat the other weekend. I don't know which weekend that means. It could be any of them, but let's just say yeah.
Nice.
She's got bigger balls than me.
Charlie says hi.
Giggle.
What with Katie?
So Katie's gone for Lewis, Alonso, and Perez. Again, because she refuses to say Max Verstappen's name.
No, I feel about that. Alonso's second, the same as me.
And how about Beth?
Beth's gone Max to win, Perez second, and Hamilton third.
Same as me.
Mark.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
That's interesting and a bit scary.
That'll be good to watch. Be good to see. So yeah, Imola is the 19th to the 21st of May. So not long. We don't have a stupid 4-week break or anything where we're just going to go absolutely insane and do some really weird podcasts where we just talk about God knows what, including pizza or burgers. But yeah, other than that, guys, I think we're all good. So yeah, there we go, guys. As always, thanks for listening. Big shout out to Andy and the rest of the guys at CookieCast. Follow us, give us likes, subscribe on all the streaming platforms, all the social media platforms. Like I always say, guys, share the love. Tell your window cleaners, your dog walkers, your mums, your dads, your teachers. Run up to that random guy across the road. Trip over someone who's jogging past your house, and when they're rubbing the knee, just going, ow, 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 just tell them, hey, turn off the music and listen to this podcast. It's class. And then just walk home and feel proud. But yeah, as always, guys, I'll speak to you again soon.
See you later.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
So there we go. What do you think of that? Another race gone. Another race to come. Aren't you lucky? Big thank you for listening. Big thank you for watching. Big thank you for joining the Straight to the Apex boys. A way you can let them know how much you love their podcast is by like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave us a review. Tell these guys how much you love their podcast. Leave us a review. You can check out the website. It's thecookiecast.com. There we've got social media links and an email button. That way you can get in touch with these guys and say, hey, loving the podcast. That's it for this one. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
You've just listened to another episode of CookieCast. Thanks for listening.